Have you ever felt trapped in a job you didn't like? Picture Emily, a girl who found solace in the humdrum rhythm of her quiet job. While her career trajectory seemed stagnant and her paychecks modest, Emily reveled in the tranquility it offered. Life was, in her estimation, perfectly satisfactory, a peaceful island amidst the turbulent ocean of the corporate world. But as we all know, life doesn't always go as planned. The tranquility Emily enjoyed was abruptly shattered when her father was swept up in a financial maelstrom. The once manageable mortgage had morphed into a monstrous debt, threatening to consume him whole. To add insult to injury, Emily's boss began to reveal his true colors. He became a relentless tormentor, transforming Emily's once serene workspace into a battlefield. The daily grind became a gauntlet of harassment, making the tranquility Emily once cherished a distant memory. Suddenly, Emily found herself standing at the precipice of a daunting challenge. Her father, the rock of her life, was drowning in debt, and her sanctuary had been invaded by a relentless tormentor. Emily was caught in a storm with no sign of respite, but instead of succumbing to despair, Emily felt a surge of resolve. She was not about to stand by and watch her father suffer, nor would she let her boss strip her of her dignity. Yes, Emily was trapped in her job, but she wasn't about to be trapped in her life. She knew she had to take action to step up for her father and herself. And she realized this would involve taking a risk, a significant one. She would have to enter the lair of a notorious corporate monster, a creature known only as Mr. X. In spite of the fear gnawing at her, Emily dared to approach this enigmatic figure, the CEO of a powerful company. His reputation for ruthlessness was infamous, but Emily saw it as an opportunity. She was determined to prove her worth and protect those she loved. Feeling a strong sense of responsibility, Emily decided to take matters into her own hands. She was about to embark on a journey of courage and determination, a journey that could change her life forever. This, my friends, is where Emily's struggle truly begins. The path to salvation often leads through treacherous terrain. Emily knew that well enough as she prepared to navigate the perilous path that lay ahead. The decision to approach Mr. X was not an easy one. She was trading the tranquility of her quiet job for a high-stakes game in the corporate world. But with her father's financial crisis hanging like a dark cloud over her family, Emily felt compelled to act. She had heard the tales of Mr. X's ruthless tactics and exacting standards. His reputation in the industry was notorious, and yet Emily saw in him an opportunity. An opportunity to prove her worth, to protect her loved ones, and to turn her life around. It was a gamble she was willing to take. With a mix of fear and determination, Emily requested a private meeting with the enigmatic CEO. She was stepping into the lion's den, but she was driven by a cause greater than herself. To her surprise, Mr. X agreed to meet her. Perhaps he was intrigued by her audacity, or maybe he saw something in her that others didn't. During their meeting, Emily made her proposition. She offered to become Mr. X's personal assistant, promising unwavering loyalty and exceptional performance. In exchange, she asked for his help in freeing her father from his suffocating debt. It was a bold move, but Emily knew that desperate times called for desperate measures. Mr. X listened, his face unreadable. Emily held her breath, waiting for his response. She had laid her cards on the table, now it was up to him to decide. And then, much to her relief, he agreed. He was impressed by her resolve, her courage, and the sincerity in her eyes. Impressed by Emily's resolve, Mr. X agreed to her terms. And so, Emily stepped into a new world, one filled with risk and uncertainty, but one that held the promise of salvation for her family. The die was cast and Emily was ready to face whatever lay ahead. Navigating the corporate world is a test of one's mettle. With a steely resolve, Emily plunged headfirst into this labyrinth, armed with her intelligence, resourcefulness, and an unwavering determination to succeed. Every day she found herself in a whirlwind of tasks, each one more challenging than the last. From handling complex negotiations to managing intricate logistics, Emily's role as Mr. X's personal assistant was far from easy. But she faced each challenge head-on, determined not to let her boss down. There was no room for error. Mr. X's demanding nature and high expectations kept Emily on her toes. The pressure was immense, but so was Emily's resolve. She adapted, learned, and grew stronger with each passing day. Her ability to handle the rigors of the job was nothing short of remarkable. Emily's dedication did not go unnoticed. Her colleagues, initially skeptical, began to admire her tenacity and commitment. She earned their respect, not just for her work but also for the integrity and grace with which she carried herself. Emily was not just surviving in the corporate labyrinth, she was thriving. Her role was not limited to merely assisting Mr. X. Over time, Emily began to influence the company's operations. She proposed innovative ideas, streamlined processes, and helped the company reach new levels of efficiency. She became an integral part of the corporate machine, her contributions vital to its success. Emily's successes were many. However, her greatest achievement was not in the numerous accolades she received or the respect she earned. It was the transformation she underwent. From a timid girl content with her quiet life, Emily had grown into a formidable woman of the corporate world. She had faced the monster, tamed it, and emerged victorious. Emily had proven her worth. She had shown that she was more than capable of handling the pressures of the corporate world. Her dedication, intelligence, and resourcefulness had made her indispensable to Mr. X and his company. She had navigated her way through the corporate labyrinth and emerged on the other side stronger, more confident, and ready to face whatever challenges came her way. Emily became indispensable, her dedication propelling the company to new heights. Beneath every monster, there lies a heart. As Emily found herself delving deeper into the corporate world, she witnessed a transformation in the monster she had feared. Mr. X, the notorious CEO, began to reveal layers of his persona she hadn't anticipated. Emily's tireless efforts did not only make her indispensable to the company, but also to Mr. X. The long hours they spent together working through complex business strategies and intricate projects brought them closer. They shared ideas, dreams, and slowly began to understand each other's worldviews. In this dance of mutual respect and understanding, Emily noticed a softening in Mr. X. His stern demeanor began to melt away, revealing a man who was passionate about his work, yes, but also one who cared about those who helped him achieve his goals. His demanding nature, she realized, was not a sign of ruthlessness, but a testament to his commitment. Late-night conversations over coffee and paperwork allowed them to discover unexpected similarities. They both knew what it was like to shoulder heavy responsibilities, to have the weight of expectations pressing down on them. They both understood the loneliness that came with their positions, the isolation that often lurked in the corners of their success. Through these shared experiences, a bond began to form. It was deeper than their professional interaction. It was a connection that transcended the walls of their office. It was in these moments that Emily saw the man behind the monster. She saw his vulnerabilities, his fears, and his hopes. She saw a man who, like her, had been thrust into a world that demanded much from him. A man who, beneath his intimidating exterior, was just as human as anyone else. She saw his heart, beating with the same rhythm of hopes and fears as hers. And as Emily unmasked the monster, she realized that they were not so different after all. They were both survivors, navigating the treacherous waters of life, fighting their own battles, and striving for a better future. Beneath his intimidating exterior, Mr. X was just as vulnerable as anyone else. Love can blossom in the most unexpected places. In the heart of the corporate maze, amidst the hustle and the grind, Emily found not only a path to her father's liberation from debt, but also an unexpected companion in Mr. X. The journey had been arduous, filled with long hours and sleepless nights, but Emily's dedication finally bore fruit, and her father's burdensome debt was cleared. It was a moment of pure joy, not just for Emily and her father, but for the man who had stood by her side through it all, Mr. X. The relief that washed over Emily was palpable. The weight of her father's debt, the relentless boss, the old job she'd clung to despite its hardships, they all seemed like distant memories. The struggle had been real, but it had led her to this moment of liberation, a moment she never would have reached without taking that leap of faith and reaching out to Mr. X. But there was more to this liberation than just freedom from financial burdens. Emily had found something she hadn't expected. Love in the most unlikely of places with the most unexpected person. Mr. X, the once feared corporate monster, had become her pillar of strength, her confidant, her partner. Together, they had weathered the storm, and in the process, their professional relationship had evolved into something more profound. Emily's decision to let go of her old job was not just about escaping an unbearable work environment or helping her father out of a financial crisis. It was about embracing a new life with Mr. X, a life where she could use her skills and intelligence to make a real difference, a life where she was valued and respected, a life where she was loved. With a debt-free future and a newfound love, Emily and Mr. X were ready to forge their own destiny. A destiny where they could face any challenge together, where they could grow together, and where they could love each other freely. And so they stepped into this new chapter of their lives, hand in hand, ready to take on the world. Have you ever wondered how stepping out of your comfort zone could lead you to an unexpected love? Well, unfold this intriguing tale of Emily, a girl whose life was anything but ordinary. In a world where many of us are complacent, Emily was no different. She lived in her quiet corner, content and unassuming. Her life was an epitome of predictability until a storm of unforeseen circumstances compelled her to venture beyond her safe haven. When her family faced financial turmoil, she realized that her comfort zone wouldn't shield them. Emily, once a quiet girl, found herself standing on the precipice of change, ready to leap into the unknown. She was no longer a spectator of her own life, but the protagonist, ready to take charge. Her transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a journey of courage, resilience, and determination. Emily took the reins of her family's business, navigating through the chaotic world of commerce and stepping into shoes she never thought she could fill. As Emily delved deeper into this new world, she discovered strengths she never knew she possessed. She was no longer the quiet girl but a confident woman, a force to be reckoned with. Her metamorphosis was not just about her personal growth, but it was also about the love she found in the most unlikely of places. Enter Mr. X, a shrewd businessman known for his ruthlessness in the corporate world. Initially their interaction was all business, a mere transactional relationship, but as they spent more time together, something changed. Their paths, once parallel, began to converge. This was no ordinary love story. It was a love that blossomed amidst the chaos, a love that was never part of Emily's plan. But isn't that the beauty of life? The most beautiful moments often occur when we least expect them. Emily's journey was not just about finding love. It was about her transformation from a quiet girl into a confident woman, about learning to take risks, to step out of her comfort zone. She saved her family and found love in the process, a love she had never expected. Emily and Mr. X, two individuals from different worlds, found themselves intertwined in a dance of destiny. Their love story is a testament to the beauty of unexpected turns life takes. They lived happily ever after, forever grateful for the chaos that had brought them together. So, remember, life is full of surprises. You never know, stepping out of your comfort zone might just lead you to an unexpected love, just like Emily. It's all about taking that leap of faith, stepping into the unknown, and embracing the journey that unfolds.